Well, as Barbara reported, the action taken by Pakistan against that charity could prove unpopular in some sections of Pakistani society. The country's foreign minister went on television to explain how the government was obliged to act because of UN Security Council resolutions.
Certain individuals and entities have been designated by the Al-Qaeda and Taliban Sanctions Committee on December 10, 2008. An official communication from the UN in this regard has been received by the government of Pakistan. These entities and individuals include Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jamaat-ud-Dawa. It is obligatory for all states to comply with international obligations arising from Security Council decisions. Accordingly, the government of Pakistan has initiated the process to comply with the listing of Jamaat-ud-Dawa and certain other trusts as well as individuals by the Sanctions Committee.
Well, joining me from Washington is Dr. Walid Phares, Director of the Future Terrorism Project at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies and author of The Confrontation, Winning the War Against Future Jihad. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Phares. Do you think it was inevitable that Pakistan would respond to pressure like this and go for Jamaat-ud-Dawa?
It was, in a sense, that on the one hand, Jamaat-ud-Dawa, the organization, the military organization which is linked to it, and are all part of the wide coalition that supports Al-Qaeda in a manner or not. And Al-Qaeda and the Taliban are already at war with the Pakistani government. But on the other hand, a lot of pressure coming from India, worldwide democracies, and now the United Nations have asked the Pakistan government to do something about it. Although the measure was somewhat relatively moderate in the sense they put the gentleman in house arrest, there are no more steps that have been declared. And as you said in the intro, it is very difficult in Pakistan to, shut down a vast operation of charity. But again, let me say, that charity is not, Red Crescent. It comes with an ideological background, recruitment and indoctrination of youth, which are later on recruited to Jaish, the organization that was responsible, or so is thought to be responsible for the attack in India.
Do you think more arrests like this one will follow?
Well, those who have engineered the attack in Mumbai, this is not the last operation for them, because their intention, strategic intention, is to create precisely a breakdown in relationship between India and Pakistan. So most likely there will be more of these, and most likely the Pakistani government will have to act swiftly by showing all the intentions that it wants to go after the terrorists or the so-called terrorists inside its own borders. I think that Islamabad is in a very precarious or delicate situation between responding to the demands of the international community and knowing that this could cause trouble on the inside of the country.
Now, you talk about urban jihad. Do you think this is the shape of things to come, and that the things to come will be much more serious?
Unfortunately, yes. What I coin as urban jihad basically is the after Mumbai era. Those who've perpetrated that attack have learned that it's very difficult for democracies, both in Asia but also internationally, to respond quickly to a first strike by 10, 20, or 30 individuals armed with AK-47 and other kind of light weapons. So all cities are open to such kind of activities. It's really in the hands of the initiative of the jihadists worldwide, and that is what worries not just India, but also Pakistan, Afghanistan, and the rest of the international community.
Yeah, you talk about this going across borders, being not limited to a particular group. I mean, franchise copycat terrorism, how do you tackle that sort of thing?
Look, one has to be very objective and read the map to what it is. Across the borders, stretching from Afghanistan into Pakistan, into India, you have one web of jihadists, although there are shapes and forms: Taliban, Al-Qaeda, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish Muhammad, and inside India, the Indian Mujahideen and their allies as well. They are either jihadists have the freedom to act across the three countries, and their targets are the democratically elected government in Kabul, the democratically elected government in Islamabad, and the democracy in India. So now the response should be a coordination among these three democracies, and I think that the Pakistani step today is just about that, to assure their two allies, not just the Indians, their two partners against Al-Qaeda, that they are willing to push forward.
Okay, Dr. Walid Phares joining us from Washington. Thanks very much indeed for your time.